It is a pleasure to be with you on the 6:15. I'm Kejang Henry at Timbe Ndwala. Our top stories. Land dispute triggers mass destruction of expansive hectares of plantation in Binga village in the Mungo division. The 32 hectares is known to have been exploited by one family since 1972. And garbage-eating Bambui road barely about a year after Public Works Minister opened the road for circulation. The traders fear for their health due to possibility of contracting airborne diseases, while road users are fearing it is already closing up one of the road lanes, thereby creating possibility of traffic bottlenecks. And Elecam has published a provisional list of voters at the different Elecam branch offices. This is coming at a time a platform of leaders of political parties and civil society organizations are committed to participatory and consensual reforms of the Electoral Code that has been made public. It took place at the UDC headquarters in Yadi. Top stories. Check us out on our different platforms on Canal, the international net. And we begin from the Mungo division, where there is a serious land dispute that actually triggered a mass destruction of an expensive hectares of plantation in the Binga village. These 32 hectares of plantation is known to have been exploited by the Gapsia family for over 50 years, and they claim they hold a valid land title of that land. Details with Ambo Gladys Diba.
Multiple hectares of oil palm trees have been destroyed in the Binga community in the Mungo division of Cameroon in what villagers claim is a fight for their rightful land. The plantation, which spans 32 hectares, has been exploited by the Gapsia family since 1972.
They claim to have obtained a land title. Our land title was cancelled by the minister, who then granted a new one to the Binga community. That's why they entered our plantation, as you can see, and began cutting down palm trees that were still producing. They have felled nearly all of them.
At the center of the dispute is the validity of the land title. The Gapsia family, who acquired the title in 1998, has seen it annulled twice, only for it to be reinstated both times. However, the most recent ruling has left the situation unclear. The decision is now under a stay of execution, sparking involvement from the African Fund for Legal Aid and Human Rights Promotion as the community awaits further legal developments.
First, the organization needs to visit the site, assess the situation, and take swift, decisive action to stop this kind of abuse. They should engage the appropriate national and local authorities to ensure proper measures are taken.
Meanwhile, the destruction continues despite an administrative ruling granting access to the site only to the Binga community. No one appears willing to take responsibility for the actions. Even the village chief has distanced himself, refusing to comment on the matter.
We spoke to the chief of Binga, and he said he knows nothing about this issue. That's what made us realize the situation.
This latest episode adds to the ongoing twists and turns in a dispute that stretches back decades, with both sides entrenched in their claims. The fate of the land and the livelihoods tied to it remains uncertain.
And we move to Bamenda, precisely in the northwest region, where there is a mountain heap of cabbage directly at one of the entrances to the market, or to the Bambui market that is in Tuba subdivision. Now traders are afraid of the possible health hazard that might cause through airborne diseases, while the commuters are already crying foul that one of the lanes linking Bambui to Bambui has completely been blocked. Details with Sherifa, with chaos from our Northwest Chief Correspondent, Nancy Collins.
This is the newly tarred road that links Bambui to the university town of Bambui, both in Tuba subdivision, Mesam division of the Northwest region. Barely about a year after the Minister of Public Works officially opened the road from Four Corners Bambui to Three Corners Bambui, part of the stretch around the Bambui market is progressively being eaten up by a growing pile of garbage, mostly from the Bambui market.
Too much, Papa. We don't. Just the way the cement way, we don't rotten. If we buy the other day, so then na them truck push as they come down, help we push and small.
Much of the dirt made up of the organic material right in front of one of the market gate has already blocked more than half of one lane just within a period of about 2 weeks, hindering the free circulation of vehicles, which could lead to road accident.
The council knows. They used to come and carry it, but this time they have maybe 2 weeks now.
If the newly constructed road is threatened by garbage, some of the street lights that shone on both sides of the road upon completion of the entire project are no longer fully functional, thereby contributing to an increase in security at nightfall.
Well, thanks very much, Sherifa Collins. And to move over to your own, there was a platform of political parties and civil society organizations committed to participatory and consensual reforms of Cameroon's electoral code has made public a new website that was done at the UPC or UDC headquarters in Yaoundé. Beatrice Ingamo reports.
Before the Revicode website goes operational, the platform of leaders of political parties and civil society organizations committed to participatory and consensual reform of Cameroon's electoral code thought it wise to edify the press and so the public at large on this new portal tool that will go a long way to guarantee free, fair, transparent elections in Cameroon.
Election is not just a day, it's a cycle. And the political parties of the platform and the civil society have to participate in that cycle to ensure that we have free and fair elections. And one of the cardinal things in that cycle is to ensure that Elecam respects all the regulations that are in place right now. And one of these, which is today, has been the publication of the provisionally lists of those who have registered for the election. So we believe that it's an important advancement which we should acknowledge and encourage.
On the website, eligible voters can just click to check if they have effectively registered, consult name and polling station, a kind of readiness and psychological preparedness, a step-by-step movement chain that links the voters to the latest information on the part of elections organizing body Elecam and assessment by political parties. The political parties are working slowly towards adhering to a consensual candidate as Article 147 of the Electoral Code permits that. Once we are okay on a consensual opposition candidate, the others simply withdraw to allow the candidate who permits to change the regime. Ideology born from lessons and errors learned from the past. The platform of 7 political parties and civil society organizations sees this website as meriting port for all political parties, offering political education and sensitization of voters on the different stages of the electoral process. It will go operational next Wednesday, October the 30th.
Meantime, the Elections Management Body, Elecam, has published a list of voters registrars, a list of potential voters for citizens to cross-check and, of course, confirm their registration while at the same time correcting the errors. However, those who actually turn out to consult the list was not very impressive, as Maureen tells us.
This past weekend, the provisional voter lists were displayed at the LECAM offices across Cameroon, including the Douala to Elecam office, a key location in the country's economic hub. Inside, staff members are busy preparing for the next steps in the electoral process, yet the anticipated influx of voters was noticeably lacking. I came to verify and check my name on the list. I've seen my name. I had difficulties last year because I had to vote at Maria Goroti. And this is my card in my hands. At the Douala 1 office, the situation was similar. Despite the list being available, there was no significant crowd. Voters like Raphael and Shibel, who confirmed their names on the list, expressed relief but noted the overall lack of participation. I'm happy after the verification. At least I saw my name. Checking the list is crucial. They all said, and they need to ensure their names are included. Is their right? They emphasized. The anxiety surrounding the verification process was evident as individuals meticulously searched the list to confirm their registration status. I came for my voter's card. At last, I had it. But I still had to check if my name is on the list. I was worried since I registered at La Salle and my cards, they said they could not find it. The reason why I had to come back to cross-check my names again. I came with my cards and they had to begin the process all over again. And now I have seen my name. While many were pleased to find their names, others faced disappointments, highlighting that not everyone had successfully registered. The registration period, which opens on January 1 and closed on August 31, makes this a critical time for those wishing to vote in the upcoming elections. The publication of these provisional lists offers voters an opportunity to correct any discrepancies and ensure their participation in the democratic process.
Thanks very much, Maureen T. And for retrospect, President Paul Biya's return to Cameroon after weeks of health concerns brings mixed feelings and emotions to a nation facing significant challenges, while his presence in the country signals continuity. His absence during key international rendezvous or events actually brought to question his ability to tackle ongoing secessionist tensions and security threats in the country. Taruke Divine Ramsey Jr. now comments on the president's homecoming.
The return Monday of President Paul Biya to Cameroon after weeks of speculation about his health is considered by analysts as a moment of mixed emotions for a nation grappling with complex challenges. At 91, Biya, one of Africa's longest-serving leaders, remains a figure of both continuity and concern. His arrival at the Yaoundé Simalène International Airport, greeted by his supporters and officials, provided a momentary sigh of relief. This was not the phantom some feared, but the long-standing leader resuming his place in a tumultuous political landscape. However, the shadow of uncertainty looms large. Biya's absence from significant international gatherings, including the UN General Assembly, raised alarms about his health, prompting widespread speculation. Biya's administration faces daunting challenges, and notably the ongoing secessionist movement in the English-speaking regions and the persistent threat from Boko Haram. Political pundits posit that these issues demand governance clarity and vigor. They argue that the lack of transparency regarding Biya's health only hardens the urgency for a clear response to the mounting pressures facing the country. As Biya resumes his duties, the nation watches closely. Will he address the pressing issues that have long plagued Cameroon? Or will the complexities of his administration and health hinder meaningful progress? The days will reveal not just the state of one man, but the future of a nation that continues to navigate its own intricate path. The hope is that Biya can rise to the occasion, providing the stability and leadership Cameroon so desperately needs.
Well, thanks very much, Taruke Divine, for that commentary. And as part of government's ongoing move or effort to regulate the alcoholic beverage system, the alcohol beverage industry, officials of the Ministry of Mines, Industry and Technological Development have been visiting some production centers in the country. And of course, these carried the Minister of Mines and Technological Development, Fu Callistus Gentry, to Douala. And of course, he's going to move to Limber in the southwest region for similar exercise. Details with Cynthia Lati.
As part of the government's ongoing efforts to regulate the alcoholic beverage industry, officials of the Ministry of Mines, Industry and Technological Development visited Douala's whiskey production facilities to evaluate current standards and compliance regulations.
The state is doing everything to improve the living conditions of Cameroonians. The future is bright. I want to assure all young Cameroonians that Cameroon is under construction. We are building mines in Kribi, we are building mines from next year in Adamawa.
Whiskey in plastic papers have long been criticized for their poor quality and potential health risk, leading the government to ban their production in 2014. This latest visit marks a step towards reinforcing existing regulations and ensuring that producers adhere to strict guidelines on packaging, labeling and safety.
We will continue to insist on quality. That's why I know Director General is here with us to see that rods, whiskey, or anything that we are producing follows the norms.
The minister reiterates government's commitment to improve the standard of these products while allowing the industry to continue operating within legal frameworks. From Douala visit, Minister Gentry plans to move to the southwest region with the goal of ensuring that whiskey producers nationwide comply with Cameroon's regulatory standards.
Well, thanks very much, Sherifa Sare, for that report, showing the cuttings for this edition of the 615. And of course, in which you got information that the land dispute triggered mass destruction of expansive land in the Mungo division, and of course how Electoral has published the list of voters for cross-check. I've been Kejan Henry Atembe, thanking you for being there with us. Coming up is the debrief with me.